Hey guys, Excalibur here. In this video we're working on the trophy which is called By My Hand Alone. This is in the Dishonored Definitive Edition DLC, the Dunwall City Trials. Yeah, in By My Hand Alone, for this trophy what you need to do is kill all combatants yourself. Now, in these early rounds that's easy enough to do, but as the rounds progress and more enemies get added, it becomes a little more tricky because you have enemies will start attacking each other more, and so there'll be more chance for you to fail this. So you need to be vigilant, pay attention to what's going on, and that when you do kill an enemy, that one of those skulls that will appear in the center of the screen at the beginning of each round, they'll appear in a second here. You see you've got 3 skulls. Each time you kill an enemy, make sure a skull disappears, and then that way you know for sure that it was you that killed that enemy and not enemies fighting with each other that caused that death. So there's that to keep in mind. With these early rounds I'm just really using the crossbow and my sword for this. Taking out the gold merchants as well does count for this trophy, so you need to take those guys out. Yeah, using the oil drums as well is good to make a good use of those. You can take out a few enemies at once. These dogs are probably the most annoying enemy in this challenge, I would say. Their sort of like jump grab attack can be rather annoying, especially if you're taking damage, additional damage while they're doing that from other enemies. You just saw me put a couple of spring razors down there as well. That's good and can help manage, help you get through a wave a little bit more easily. And there are other videos up already on YouTube showing people's different approaches to doing this challenge. So there are a few different ways you can go about doing this depending on what works best for you. Obviously you want to try and conserve your health as much as you can and your mana as well. You can do that by sort of double jumping around the map rather than using your blink. That will help you conserve your mana so you can use your abilities a bit more. Another thing to bear in mind is, well, like I was saying earlier, the enemies on a lot of the rounds will attack each other if they're from different factions. So it's good to just pay attention to what enemies have spawned in the round, because if you're aware of that, it can give you a better chance of completing each wave. And yeah, I should also say as well, this isn't meant to be an example of like exceptional gameplay or nothing like that. I'm an average sort of skilled gamer, I would say, and this video is just to show how I got this, how I unlocked this trophy, and I don't mind admitting it took me many attempts to do it. I won't say how many, and actually I couldn't anyway because I lost count. But yeah, it did take me a good while. I would say while it's not eye-wateringly difficult, it is still a reasonable challenge, and most of us we're gonna have to, most people are gonna have to practice at this to get it. It's unlikely you're gonna do it in your first few attempts. Although I'm sure some of you out there have, but I'm definitely not one of those people. This round here, round 8, all of these enemies are on the same faction, so you don't need to worry about them killing each other for this round. So you can, take somewhat of a breather. You'll see me like here, I used Devouring Swarm when I wasn't meant to, and at different points during this challenge you'll see me fumble the controls and not do things as smoothly as I could have done. But to be honest with you, I was just happy to get through this challenge and complete it, and get the trophy at the end of it, I was happy to do that, you know. So yeah, your bend time rune, which you just saw me use there. This challenge probably isn't even possible unless you have bend time, so you want to make sure you've got that as soon as you can. You can see the executioner there who spawns in this round. He takes a lot of damage, so that's something to be aware of. You can kill him instantly with an aerial attack, or you can just kind of leave him alive and let him attract other enemies and then just sort of pick them off around him. You can do that. I think that's what I did here in this particular run. So yeah, other thing to bear in mind is usually when most of the time when I've done this run, there's been 53 enemies that I've killed at the end of it, but that number can vary a bit. Sometimes it's been like 59 or 60 or whatever it is, but as long as it's you who kill them personally, you'll be fine for this challenge. Yeah, and I've not actually uploaded any other Dishonored videos so far, but I was playing through, as I say, the Definitive Edition recently, and this was the first trophy that came along that really seemed to be a bit of a challenge. So I thought, well, why not make a video and show how I did it, you know? Yeah, these dogs, I hate these fucking dogs. Using the gun on them is probably the simplest way to take them out. They can also kill other enemies pretty quick as well if you're not careful. So we've got a tall boy here spawning for the first time. Again, there's numerous ways you can take these guys out. I used bend time and a couple of grenades here, but you can do aerial attacks. You can use an oil drum. You can, you know, just bend time and shoot them a bunch of times with your pistol or your crossbow. Or there's also an oil tank on their back as well. If you can shoot that will insta kill them also. So again, numerous ways you can handle those. I think I was pausing the game here just to check how many enemies I'd killed, make sure I was on track, you know. So yeah, 10, 11 and 12 are your tall boy rounds, so it's good to keep that in mind and remember that. Yeah, and I believe just one of these oil drums and like a grenade would be enough to take one down. I think I probably threw another one here just to be sure, but I think I actually needed to do that in the end. But yeah, I mean, really in the later rounds, partly what will govern how you take enemies out will be what resources you've got left at this time. Hopefully you've been looting bodies as you go to, you know, keep your ammunition stocked up. Here you can see I took out this guard first that was fighting with these two ninjas, and that's just a good example of what I was talking about before. If I'd gone for the two ninjas before the guard, then there's a chance they may have killed him, and that would have been a failed challenge right there. Yeah, I think I'm pausing the game again to check how many kills I've gone. Yeah, as you can see I was up to 47 at this point, and this is coming up to wave 12 now, so the final wave. I like to start it off by dropping off this roof here because you can get a quick aerial kill on a tall boy and you don't need to bend time or anything for that, so it's good to get one of them out of the way straight off the bat. Yeah, then I bend time again. Well, no, this is the first time bending time here, and then do a double jump on this tall boy for another aerial attack. And then after that, it just leaves you with 3 basic enemies, which shouldn't be too much trouble for you. So anyhow guys, we're approaching the end of the video here. Once these couple of enemies are down, that will be the trophy unlocked, as long as you did indeed kill them all yourself. If this video was helpful and helpful to you, then it would be great if you could leave a like, because that helps other people find the video. Subscribe as well if you like, that would be awesome, and I will see you in the next one.